This is a schedule for both the group students, like whoever is planning to write both the groups of CA Inter in the May exams, coming May exams. Now there is a lot of speculation regarding the dates on which May exams are going to start, because it depends on election, all that. Okay, but to best of my knowledge, the elections are going to be conducted somewhere in the April itself. Okay, generally elections happen in May or June, but this time it is going to happen in April itself. That's what the prediction. We don't know exactly until the election commission issues the notification. Only then CA Institute also will decide upon the dates. Fine. So like in the previously in my YouTube channel itself, I have already uploaded group 1 timetable, like those who are planning to write only group 1 CA Inter in the May exams, those who are planning to write only group 2 in the coming May exams, like I have given already a schedule and timetable. I spoke clearly. See, first thing, you either follow what your mind says or what your heart says. Okay, simple. You just follow your conscience, or you follow some guru, mentor, whatever the name you call it. Suppose you are watching this video. You are watching this video with a hope that this video might give you some inputs. Follow either this particular strategy which I'm going to tell you, blindly implement it, or follow what is right according to you, but decide it immediately. Please do not watch multiple videos. Do not take advices from multiple people. The main problem, see, once in our generation, when we were like, between you and me, the age gap is hardly 10 years. But the 10 years is enough. The generation has changed a lot. When we were studying, we don't have much information. Now the information is overflowed. There is an overflow of information. Both are problems. Absence of information, overflow of information, both are creating problems. Now what is happening with many students, what I notice almost every time I interact, see, in fact, after results, it's at least I might have replied personally. I have replied, not my institute or our staff members. Personally, I have replied for more than 1200 students. Getting it? So they message me saying their issue, their problem, what they're facing. So what I figured out is students are following multiple plans, multiple strategies. Every 1 week, every 10 days, they are changing strategy, they're changing plan, which is absolutely wrong. So one of the main reasons why many fail is lack of discipline. More importantly, lack of consistency. Whatever they plan, they are not implementing it consistently. That is one main drawback why they fail. I already told on the result date, I have made a video, 900 hours right process, believe in right process. You just watch it if at all, in case you missed it. Okay, watch it just 3-4 days back, 3-4 days ago it was uploaded. Okay, so believe in right process, restart everything. Don't do repair works, restart everything. Like, what do you mean by restart everything? Suppose you really scored in the recent exams very well, or you're a fresher, you're first time going to write in the May. You are very, very confident in P3B, let us assume GST, or you're very confident in P2 law. You no need to even look at it. You're absolutely a gem. But remaining 5 subjects, you're having doubt how to plan. Or maybe you want to start afresh all the 6 subjects you want to start afresh without any doubt. You understood the importance of restart everything. If at all you understood the importance, if at all you understood the beauty of that approach, I'll tell you first basic details about our course and how it is to be planned, why it is to be planned like this. I have taken our Shreshta subscription model, or I have taken our Shreshta video lectures as the benchmark. Getting the point? For the duration of the video classes. We have totally 6 subjects. Total 6 subjects put together in Shreshta, we are teaching approximately 900 hours. These are very, very productive video recording content. There are many who are giving similar to 900 hours, 800, 900 or 1000. There are some inefficient people who are giving 1400-1500 hours also. That is inefficiency, heights of inefficiency. But effectively 900 hours is what ideally I'm telling you. Getting it? We technically arrived to this number. So 900 hours is the total number of hours that are available in CA Inter in order to watch each and every nook and corner concept of all the 6 subjects. But you know what I personally believe? If a student is focusing 75% of the syllabus, just 75% of the syllabus, very soon we are going to upload from each of our faculty team which 75% of the syllabus you compulsorily have to watch. By the way, remember the 75% means not ABC analysis. We are completely against ABC analysis. You also please boycott that ABC analysis. ABC analysis is not at all correct. Why? In a particular chapter, you categorize the topics into A, B, C category. And what students do, C category, they ignore. A and B, they study, which is a dangerous approach. In exams, sometimes only C category questions will come. See, for ICI, there is no such thing called A category, B category, C category. When a paper setter, when an examiner, when he's sitting, when he looks at the question, when he looks at the study material, he will want to question whatever tempts him, whatever the question, whatever the concept that tempted him, getting it, that he will test. Every time examiner, paper setter will always want to design his paper, because when he is setting the paper, it is his own paper. He wants to design the paper in a unique pattern, in a different pattern. So there is no point of looking at trend analysis. Thus our last 20 attempts, this chapter every time it is tested. Stupid. Stop that comparison. Obviously that chapter is tested because that's a very big chapter. It occupies almost 20% of the entire syllabus. Obviously from that chapter, definitely damn sure, 15 to 20 marks will come. Apply common sense. You show me one exam in the past 10 attempts, or maybe I can say solidly 6 attempts. Hardly how many chapters were ignored in a subject. If you look at, hardly some 30% of the chapters only they ignore. Rest 70% of the chapters they either test it as an MCQ or test it as a descriptive question. Hardly 30 or not even 30, 20% or 25%, 1/4 of the chapters only they will ignore in any subject. Rest 75% of the chapters they for sure test. Found out this trend or not? Look at the last attempt itself, November attempt itself. Look at the May attempt, May 23. Even the coming May 24 also it is going to be same. Just that earlier, few papers only have MCQs, but now all the papers were MCQ. 30 marks MCQ, 70 marks descriptive. Just that in every paper today we have MCQs. That's it. It may be case study based MCQ or it may be standard MCQ, whatever. So what I'm saying is, if you try to cover 75% of the recordings to where you are starting from the scratch, you are watching as if you know nothing, as if you know anything, like you don't know anything at all. With that assumption, with that approach, start from scratch. By the way, how to watch these classes, what are the precautions that you should take? I have made clear explanation of what mistakes you did, which you don't know that they are mistakes. So I clearly explained in that 3 days, 4 days ago, I uploaded a video, right process video. There's a believe in right process, more than 30,000 views were there already. So watch that video, you will get an idea. Okay. So 675% means 675 hours is the effective video classes that you need to watch. Whether you take with the Shreshta, you take from somebody else, doesn't matter. 75% it takes. If you take with us, one advantage that you get is, along with classes which are very, very structured, our classes, our materials, everything is structured, uniform. Getting the point? You will also get continuous guidance from me, which will be an added advantage, which will sync with our classes. That's one advantage which you will get with Shreshta, for sure. Getting it? Now, so like this 675 hours. So I'm giving schedule for 675 hours of video classes that you need to watch. Plus, you should also do simultaneous revision, correct? You should also do simultaneous revision. So for 3 months, how you should plan to complete both the groups, watching the classes plus revision. You know what? In Shreshta, we have subscription model for both the groups. So both the groups at a time you can take entire video classes. You will have access from day 1. Getting the point? Both the groups you can take straight away. So take both the group subscription model. Month 1 you buy, watch as per this schedule. I will explain, don't worry. Again, month 2 you buy, again watch as per this, and 3rd month we will give you free access to the same both the group subscription model, where you will have to watch the pending classes. Like how many hours you have to watch, since it is both the groups. See, actually, if you look at group 1 timetable or group 2 timetable, the schedule is 10 hours only in a day. But if at all you want to write both the groups, for you 10 hours is not sufficient. You need to at least spend 30 into 14 hours. 30 into 14 hours. You see here, month 1. You have to spend 9.5 hours for video classes, 4 hours for revision. Month 2, you have to spend 9 hours for video classes, 4 hours for revision. Month 3, 10 hours you need to watch video classes, 4 hours. See, this schedule which I am giving, keeping in mind, the student will watch all the 6 subjects video classes from the scratch. Whatever he learned, he ignored everything and he's just start watching from the scratch. Many students has a misconception that, sir, when I only sit and watch the classes, when will I prepare? Understand, my dear, watching the classes itself is a way of preparation. If you are not watching the classes properly, then you are wasting time literally. The problem with the students is, many students is like, I'll tell you what happens in physical class, I'll tell you. Because earlier, once upon a time, I used to teach in physical class. If physical class schedule is 8 hours in a day, first 2 hours students are highly active. First 2 hours, 70% of the students are active in the class. Some 30% of the students will be there where they don't, right from the first hour itself, they will not put that much attention to the class. That's a different choice. 70% will be active for the first 2 hours of the class. Then gradually this 70% will come down to 10%. Only 10% of the entire class strength were active throughout the 8 hours of the class or 9 hours of the physical class. When I'm teaching in physical classes, hardly only 10% student promptly nod, promptly connect, promptly will be in the connected mode. Only 10% student. 90% of the students, somehow they lose connection stage by stage in the entire day. This is what I observed. So whether it is physical class or whether it is online, in fact in online we have one advantage. Recorded classes especially, we have an advantage. Whenever you are deviating in the mind or whenever you feel tired, you can pause the video. That advantage is there only in the recorded classes, not in physical. Obviously on any day, I vote for recorded classes for sure. No doubt physical classes are no doubt effective, but it is not for every person. Getting the point? Out of 100 people will not be active throughout the day in physical, whereas in video classes, maybe here also this logic applies, but here you can watch the classes at your convenient times when you are interested. Only thing that is required for you is discipline. What is important is discipline, and that's where the people are lacking. And how to make yourself, how to control your emotions, how to keep yourself disciplined, I clearly spoke in that Believe in Right Process video, clearly spoke in that. There are so many dependents on you. Please believe in that. Please be consistent. So now like how, whether it is both the group or single group, whatever, first what I tell you, if at all you have chosen both the groups, if at all you have chosen both the groups to target in the May, first to know within first 1.5 months, try to finish one group related content. You see here, month 1, first you start paper 1, paper 2, paper 3B. So in month 1, 31 days you are having, but I only consider 25 days. I only consider 25 days that you are watching classes. So 25 days you are watching classes into 9.5 hours every day. So 25 into 9.5. Yeah, 237 hours of classes that you are watching in month 1. Second month, 9 into 25, 225 hours you are watching. Third month, 250 hours. So totally approximately 700 hours video watching time is what you are having. 700 hours approximately. 7, 10 it will come. Getting it? Remember, 75% of the syllabus, it only takes 675. So if you simply watch these many hours in every day for 3 months, next 3 months if you plan, 90 days, 93 days, out of which every month 6 days, 5 to 6 days you take off. Every month if you dedicate 25 days for sure, as per the schedule which I'm telling you, which I'm proposing you here, believe me, the kind of confidence you gain is completely different from what you have earlier. When you go to examination hall, see, you know what, many students have exam fear. Why the exam fear is there? Because they were not that confident to face the exam because of their preparation stage. At what stage, at what kind of confidence their preparation gives them, that is not letting them to be very confident in exams. The main reason people fear of exams is because they are not confident of themselves, whether they learned properly or not. The only way to overcome that particular phobia is you have to be very perfect in watching the class. So how to watch the classes perfectly, how to divide your 24 hours a day slot into multiple slots is what I'm going to talk now. So fine, month 1, you need to watch totally how many hours? 9.5 hours in a day. 5 hours you dedicate for paper 1. 3.5 hours you dedicate for paper 2 law. GST, in the first month you need to watch every day 1 hour for GST. Now, if you watch 5 hours every day, if you watch 5 hours every day, you will be finishing approximately 125 hours of accounting recordings. In our Shreshta, we are having close to 150 as a whole. I guess so 150 to 160 will come, but you will be covering 75% of the accounting recording for sure. If you watch every day 3.5 hours law recordings, it includes corporate and LLP and even other laws, where FEMA is also added newly. So 3.5 hours approximately, 25 into 3.5 hours. So approximately 88 hours of law videos you're able to watch. Remember, watching video classes is equal to nothing but listening to classes is equal to is a mode of preparation. By listening to the classes, you are discovering that you don't know anything. Whatever you don't know anything, you're discovering. No, you're learning something new, right? By listening to the classes, that itself is a preparation. So in the first month, 9.5 hours should be for preparation, which may be either through self-study or which may be through watching classes. If you ask me which is best mode of learning, self-study is best mode of learning, but many students will not be having that much courage. Many students will be worried, because they'll not have nobody, they'll not be having direction, right? So they may be worried about, I'll lose direction. So that's why the classes will help you. The classes will give you a proper direction. And we Shreshta cover absolutely 100% syllabus. 100% syllabus for sure. You can cross-check our materials with ICA material. 100% of the content will be there. In fact, our materials are somewhat bulky materials compared to any other materials or any other institute you take. Our materials are a bit bulky. Why? Because we cover 100%. If at all somebody is giving you a material where it is relatively substantially lesser in size, don't follow that material. MCQs and all you cannot answer. MCQs, case-based MCQs, you can only answer only when you studied in depth. Getting the point? And you see P3B, you are watching 25 hours. 1 hour means 25 days in a month, 25 hours. Then again in the month 2, you continue P3B. 2.5 hours every day. Every day 2.5 hours. 2.5 into 25, approximately some 63 hours. So 63 plus 25, some 90 hours GST classes you completed with this. And again, income tax 3.5 into 25, approximately some 89 hours, 87 or 88 hours it will come. So 90 hours close to. So income tax. Getting it? Now with this, by month 1, you are going to complete paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. Group 1 syllabus you are going to complete by 1.5 month if you are watching every day 9.5 plus 9 hours every day. If you are watching 9.5 hours to 9 or 9.5 or close to 10 hours maximum, you can finish. I can tell you substantially 80% of video classes, 80% of CA inter video classes you can finish within 1.5 to maybe I can say 50 days, productively 50 days. Getting my point? Getting it? Provided you should watch every day 9 to 10 hours. That is the biggest challenge. So with this, you can complete preparation of group 1. Now, as you start watching the classes, whether you are following every day 9.5 hours, 9 hours or not, you can assess on yourself. Every day, are you completing 9.5 hour target? Are you completing 9 hours target? You assess yourself. So strictly adhere to the schedule. Whatever the timelines I'm telling, strictly follow it. You can finish approximately 80% of the content in the group 1. What about remaining 20%, sir? Keep it whole, keep it aside. I'll come back to it. Then start group 2 syllabus. Start with audit. In the second month, first day onwards itself, start simultaneously audit. You see, first month I have not covered group 2 syllabus. Second month I have covered from day 1 itself group 2, that to only one subject, because you have to finish for other group. Suppose by any chance, in the first month, this target you are unable to follow. Whatever the hours which I told, you are unable to dedicate 9.5 hours. You only watch 6 hours every day. Then in second month, you continue the schedule. Then what you have to do? In the second month, you should decide yourself, no more both the groups, only single group. Why? You deviated first month schedule. You violated first month schedule. If you violated first month schedule, how many hours you will watch in second month? Do you increase it to 14 hours watching classes? It's not possible. 9 hours, 9.5 hours itself is a very big challenging task. I'm telling you, it's not that easy. Listening to classes for 9-10 hours is not an easy task. Believe me, whether it is physical class or video classes, doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. You cannot listen 9 to 10 hours. More than 9 to 10 is impossible. I'm telling you, it's impossible. You may listen, sit and listen. It's not about listening. It's about listening productively. It's about how far you can absorb. That's also important. Getting it? So that's why in second month, we only started one paper of group 2, paper 5. So every day you have to watch 3 hours. So approximately here you will be completing 75 hours audit. Total audit recording will be 100 to 105. 75% you are covering. 75 hours. Then in the month 3, suppose if you followed, let's assume as it is scheduled. Wait, I know you are thinking about, sir, when should I revise? I'll come back to it. So suppose you followed, let's assume month 1, month 2 schedule. Right now I'm doing this video on 13th January. You are having exams on May 2nd. Which is where you are having 3.5 months, approximately 105 days you are having. But I'm giving schedule only for 75 days. 30 days I'm giving for breaks. 30 days I'm giving for breaks. 75 day schedule only I'm giving you, because every month 25 days you have to watch the class. Only the same 25 days you have to do revision. So revision is 4 into 25, 100 hours revision. 4 into 25, 100 hours revision. 4 into 25, 100 hours revision. Approximately you are given 300 hours of revision schedule. 300 hours of time that is given for your revision. Remember, sir, 300 hours, will it be sufficient? Yes, it will be sufficient, because you are revising immediately after listening to the class. Immediately after finishing the preparation, you are revising. You are not revising later on after some time. Getting my point? So if you are revising immediately after that, immediately after watching the class, that will help you much better. That too, especially when you start listening to the classes from Shreshta and then revise, you will have much more connection towards the subject, because most of the content you will absorb by listening to the class itself. In such a way we record it. Okay, fine. Next, then third month you started. By this time you already completed 4 subjects, so you are still left with 2 subjects only. So what are they? Paper 4, paper 6. So 4.5 hours, paper 4, costing 4 into end of multiplied by 25 hours. So approximately 112 hours you watch the lectures. P6A FM, 75 hours of video recordings you will watch. P6B, 2.5 into 25, approximately some 63 hours of video lectures you will be watching. Getting it? You see, this is the gross number of hours that we have in syllabus, and how many hours you are dedicating here. Approximately, I'm telling you, you are covering 80% of the video content. You ask your seniors, or you ask your friends or juniors, you ask yourself, you question yourself. You have attended somewhere regular coaching, right? How many hours, physical or online, whatever, for how much of the total number of hours you attended, for how many hours you are productive, you check out. I bet you are not even productive for 50%, not even 50%. That is one of the main reasons why you are not, getting that connection with the subject. You have to be productive throughout. Entire, whatever, like 700 hours video hours watching time which I'm giving you, entire 700 hours you have to be productive. How to be productive, sir? Entire 700 hours. This 9.5 hours, 10 hours in a day you have to watch the classes, right? Arrange it. Start your schedule. Since you are both the group student, you have to start your schedule by morning 6 a.m. Preferably you start at least by 6:30 a.m. 6:30 to 9, one slot you have to watch the class. So where you are covering 1.5 hour. Then again, take some half an hour break. 9:30 to 11, another slot, another 1.5 hour. Take again some half an hour break. 11:30 to 1, getting it? Another 1.5 hour. Afternoon, you take, just a minute, afternoon you take approximately 2 hours gap. Again, you resume by 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock to 4:30, getting it? Again 1.5 hour. 5 o'clock to 6:30, again some 1.5 hour. 7 o'clock to 8:30, again some 1.5 hour. Getting the point? Enough. With this 9 hours you can watch. If possible, add 9 to 10. Getting it? So 1 more hour. Approximately you can study 10 hours. 10 hours you can study. Now in between you are having half an hour, right? Getting it? Don't touch that. Preferably don't touch that. Getting it? Let us assume this extra 1 hour also I'll take off. 9 hours you assume, 9 hours you productively watch the class. 9 hours you productively watch. 9 hours every day. Not even 10. 10 also not required. You just adjust the schedule which I told accordingly. 9 hours you productively watch. 6 slots. So 6 slots, 9 hours. Now take 1 hour break. 9:30 to 11:32 or 12, up to 12, approximately 2.5 to 3 hours approximately you revise. You have to revise 2.5 to 3 hours. Whatever the classes you watched in the day, you revise it. Second day, again you watch 9 hours class. Revise first day whatever you studied once. Just look at it. It will not take much time. You just look at it. You will not forget that. That's the reason. Then revise solidly second day content. Then third day. Day 1, day 2, whatever you have covered, revise it once. What is covered in day 1, just look at it. Give a single reading. You will read very fast. I'm telling you. You don't require fast track notes. You don't require running notes. The same notes, you know how to filter. You will understand, our eyes, our mind was given a gift to filter information faster. Just that you must know that information in order to filter the information. So by listening to the classes, you are getting to know what is the information. And by reading it once, by reading it second time, you know where to filter exactly. Because you can sense which point is very tricky, that confuses you. So you only read that when you're revising again. So day 3, revise day 1, day 2 and day 3 thoroughly. Day 4, First day, whatever you already watched the class and revised, ignore it. Second, third day, this is called cumulative revision. Anyhow, I made a video clearly on cumulative revision. Just I will attach to this video at the end, or even there is a card section above. There is a I write. So click on that. You will find some videos attached to this video. You just watch the cumulative revision video. All that you will get it. So in a day, if you plan yourself like this with proper breaks, if you plan your schedule like this, approximately 12 to 13 hours approximately, you can be productive. Remember, if at all you want to plan both the groups, you don't have any other structure. You have to be very serious on yourself. Getting it? You have to be very strict on yourself with respect to this schedule, and only then you can qualify comfortably, no matter how tough the exam. Some students are asking, sir, will May exams going to be tough? I believe in one point. We never teach based on exam pattern. We never see how the papers were being asked, accordingly change our teaching method. No, that's a bullshit methodology. Only brainless people do that. We teach our classes so that the student can answer any level of paper. It doesn't matter whether paper was asked easily or whether the paper was asked differently, whether the paper was asked tough. It doesn't matter for my student, because we teach them what is the subject truly, completely, holistically. So it doesn't matter for him. He doesn't even feel is it tough or easy. You don't even think about this. I saw this question. So and so question is asked. Did I study this point in the class or not? He will just recollect it. Studied. So he will answer. If at all he did not study, he cannot answer. That's the only. See, whether the paper is tough, easy, medium, that is not actually a correct question at all. Do you understand the question paper so that you can answer it? Can you answer the question paper or not? These are only two questions. If you can answer, what people call it as, if you cannot answer the question paper, it is tough. If you can answer the question paper comfortably, it's easy. So we are calling it as easy and tough. We are based on our capability. What I am telling you is, make yourself so capable. If you know the question, you can answer. If you don't know the question, you cannot answer. And reduce the risk of not knowing the questions. Increase the possibility of answering each and every question. In order to increase that possibility, be perfect in whatever you are watching the classes. When you're watching the classes, be confident. I'm telling you, 70% of your success rate depends upon how effectively you are listening to the classes. 30% depends upon your revision actually. If a student is choosing listening to the classes and then prepare. If a student is doing self-preparation, 100% depends upon your effectiveness of your preparation. If at all you are listening to the classes and then preparing, 70% of your success depends upon classes, how you listened to these classes, how effectively you listen, how effectively you absorbed the content. That is most important. Don't compare with others. Just you set your benchmark, follow. Am I productive 9.5 hours while watching the classes? Am I productive to cover 3 to 4 hours of revision? Just every day, observe yourself what you're doing. Observe yourself. You can change yourself. I hope this little schedule might help you to plan your both the groups for May. But I always tell people, sir, I want to plan both. What should I do? I always tell, first finish one group properly. Depending upon the time, you can plan the other group. That's how I made the schedule also. You see, my schedule is also similar to my, opinions. Getting it? First plan one group. Directly in the month one itself, group one subject, group two another subject, group one another subject. No, don't do that. First month you only focus on group one syllabus completion. Second month, since you will have balanced time, allocated one subject for group two related subject. Getting the point? Every day 1 hour. So here if I say 5 hours for paper 1 means every day you have to give 5 hours. Every day you have to give 3.5 hours for paper 2. Every day you have to give for 1 hour. Some half an hour plus or minus can be there because of the video file size. Some videos will be 1.5 hours, some videos will be 1 hour. So if I say here 3.5 hours, paper 2, you might be having 3 videos which will come to 4 hours. Then allocate 4 hours. Here you can just watch 30 minutes. I'm just telling you average. I'm telling you on an average in a day 5 hours you allocate for accounts. On an average in a day you allocate 3.5 hours for law. On an average you allocate for GST 1 hour. Suppose on day 1, month 1, you only spent 9 hours on these two. You are unable to touch GST, but on day 2, you touched 2 hours GST, whereas these two 7 hours. But average, you see, it is what I told you. Able to understand. Getting it? So in this way you have to watch. And coming to our subscription course, out of 900 hours, 600 plus hours were already uploaded, 300 approximately 250 hours only were pending. 250 hours in both the groups put together were pending, which we will finish by Jan 31st or February 5th maximum. We will complete it. But anyhow, this schedule I gave as per the availability of recordings which we have anyhow. Getting it? Which is also logical. You see, accounting, law and GST. 2 practical papers, 1 theoretical paper. 2 practical papers, 1 theoretical paper. 2 practical papers and 1 theoretical paper. That's how I made the schedule. So 2 practical, 1 theory. 2 practical, 1 theory. So which is very comfortable for you. Understood? So if you strictly see, it's not about listening how many strategies, it's not about getting motivation and all. It's about implementing the schedule, implementing the discipline, implementing the consistency. That is what most important. Okay, that's it. I hope you obey this and you follow this. Sincerely follow this. I'm telling you, you will see a remarkable difference in your confidence level. You will not have exam fear anymore. Exam fear comes only because you are not confident of. Only because why you are not confident of? Because you have not been disciplined. Okay, so take care, all the very best. If at all you only want group 1 plan or group 2 plan, already I have uploaded in the YouTube. This is the last video which I'm uploading relating to timetable. Okay, if at all you're a CA final student, I'll make some other schedule, but I will not be giving classes. I'll be giving a different format for final student. Okay, take care, all the very best.